Hi.
It's like that, like that, it's like that, it's like that, it's like that, it's like that. You know.
Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about Dr. Phil. Before we talk about that whole situation that Danielle was talking about on her YouTube and her Twitter and pretty much all of her social media, before we get into that, I want to talk about Dr. Phil. This is not the first thing that people have called out about Dr. Phil and who he associates himself with and who he is as a person, what he does on his show, and actually his YouTube channel too, because he does use a lot of, well, not him himself, obviously his team, they use a lot of clickbait titles. It's just weird. Like, his energy is just very weird, the whole vibe is weird, and what he does is weird, and he's a weirdo. He obviously comes up as this like life coach, this almost therapist kind of person. Like, that's kind of how his show portrays him, but he is not licensed in any way, and he shouldn't really be calling himself a doctor. Should be a red flag. Like, you're going on this guy's show to talk about your, I don't know, your childhood trauma, your family issues, your marriage issues, your relationship issues, whatever, and you're going just to be put on TV so he can get his content. He is not actually licensed to help you with any of your problems, and to be fair, when it comes to him helping people and solving problems, he hasn't done that ever. If anything, he has made the situations worse, because when you're put on such a large platform and all of your business is being put out there, people don't forget about you. People make you into a meme. Example, Danielle. And putting her on his show, making a fool out of her, making her look a certain way, making her portray herself a certain way, when she was only 13, a little kid, not mature enough to understand what's going on. Obviously, you can see who she is today and how much she's grown and how much she's matured, and I think that just goes to show that she was just young and doing dumb things at a young age. But anyways, my point is, he hasn't actually solved any problem. But yeah, there was this guy who went on to the Dr. Phil show about like his alcoholism and just stuff that was going really downhill in his life, and he went there for help. Okay, so when he actually went on the show, he looked very intoxicated, very out of his mind, not making any sense, slurring his words, and there's a clip of Dr. Phil and someone else helping him onto the stage and helping him sit in his chair, just so Dr. Phil could sit there and pretty much attack him and be like, why are you acting like this? Why are you doing this? What's going on? Da-da-da. And years later, a clip comes out saying that obviously he expressed that he was an alcoholic and or whatever, because apparently he was an actor, da-da-da. Things went downhill because of alcohol. He's saying, obviously, you know, alcohol is the thing that is triggering him, and he is an alcoholic, and he doesn't want to be one anymore. He wants to quit. But backstage of the Dr. Phil show, they pretty much supplied him with large amounts of alcohol, and they also gave him a Xanax to calm him down. First of all, deadly combination to mix a Xan with alcohol. I think that just goes to show that they don't care about the people that they're interviewing, don't care about the people that they're bringing onto their show. They just want the entertainment, so much to the point that they were ready to drug and make this guy so drunk out of his mind that he literally could not walk himself onto the stage. He was already struggling enough, and now just so you can get your content, you're gonna do this, but at the same time you also can't help him because you're not licensed. It's not just the fact that he is sending kids to this camp where many horrible things that are happening, which I'll talk about later again. He's not just doing that, but there's like this whole backstory of events and events and events where he has just treated people horribly and done absolutely nothing for them, and his show is literally, it's trash, and he's trash. So now I can move on to his involvement with bhadbhabie and many others, even Paris Hilton as well. She came out and spoke about it. Danielle, I think she went live first. She actually went live talking about stuff that went on while she was at this, what is it, getaway ranch or roundabout. She was saying that the first day that she got there, they put her in like this tent or whatever, and you had to sit there. You couldn't sleep, and you weren't allowed. She wasn't allowed to change her clothes, and she ended up getting a yeast infection, or sorry, not a yeast infection, a UTI. That's what she said. She ended up getting a UTI, and obviously, because she wasn't allowed to shower, she couldn't change her underwear. So obviously, that you're gonna get infections and stuff like that. If you're traumatized, send your kid here. Let's traumatize them some more, because not only that, trigger warning. Danielle also said that they witnessed a murder. Kid was so out of his mind because of the treatment. First of all, remember, take into account all these kids that are there because they are already severely traumatized and are acting out with real destructive behavior. This is supposed to be a place where they get better, but no, the treatment there was so horrible that this kid ended up losing his mind and killed one of the staff members. Some more stuff that came out. It wasn't just Danielle that shared her story. There was another girl that came out and said that she was sexually assaulted at this roundabout. Then there's Paris Hilton that literally came out and said that she experienced pretty much everything. And I think that that is something that needs to be handled immediately, because this roundabout place, if you search it up, like if you actually do like at least 5 minutes of research, you will find so many things, like so many lawsuits against this ranch. And it's like, how is this place still open? Okay, this is where my conspiracy theory starts to come in. But I feel like the whole place is funded by Dr. Phil. Obviously, he's making a lot of money, and I feel like he's funding that place. I feel like there has to be some type of connection there, because why would he send these kids to Roundabout knowing how horrible it is? It's not even like it's a secret, because you can literally search up Roundabout Ranch and you will find every single thing under the sun that is bad about that place. I haven't found one good review about that place. To have like such a huge involvement, and you're obviously announcing it on your show, I feel like there has to be something more that's going on behind the scenes, because it can't be that he's just like, oh yeah, this is probably the best place to go to, just send them there. No, you could have sent them anywhere else that, like, you know, has those, like you sent like, I guess like delinquents, whatever, and they're supposed to become better, learn responsibility, whatever. You can send them to like I was saying, there are so many other places that you could send them if you did your research, found out about the place, really asked people who were there, their experiences, whatever. Just a simple research, you could have sent your kids anywhere. Obviously at the time, like, Dr. Phil and probably his team convinced all these parents that like this is like an amazing place, So I'm not gonna put it on the parents, to be honest, because they may have just not known. They're like, okay, you know, this is this big man. He has all this money and he's a great, you know, look at all these producers, look at the production, So I'm not going to put the blame on the parents, like, at all. All the blame needs to go on Dr. Phil for knowing what's happening. Obviously, he's not a good person either, so I feel like he has his own way, you know, like, let's go get these traumatized kids, like, let's go collect these little kids, and, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go around and collect these kids that are not acting right, and let's throw them into this facility and like go and assault and kill them off and like, it seems like such an evil plan that was put together. Like, it doesn't seem like this is something that, you know, like, oh, I didn't even mean to, you know, send them there, and like, you know, there's like 10 different places that we usually send these kids, and I'm really sorry that you had to experience that at this one place, you know, we'll investigate it. No, how about let's send them there over and over and over again? I mean, I want to wrap up this video, and I do want everyone to support Danielle on this. I know a lot of people don't want to take her seriously because of her character or how she used to be, but she's obviously not like that anymore. If you've watched any of her recent content, she does not act like the way she did at 13. She just turned 18, well, like yesterday. So there you go. That's all I have to say. Make sure you support her in this. Make sure you support the victims in this as well. I say do your research before you comment on it. Don't say anything if you literally don't know. Don't hate if you don't understand. That's what I'm pretty much trying to say here. And yeah, and most definitely, Dr. Phil needs to be investigated. Roundabout Ranch needs to be investigated even more, even with their lawsuits on top of each other. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I was really cozy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you later. Bye. Okay, no, I'm not ending this video off nicely. Get out. Get out. Get out. Leave.